so you might only spend like, $339 or so dollars, or maybe $400, depending on what sale they're running at the time. I think I picked mine up for $339. They're currently $399. But if you were able to kind of pick one of these up during a sale that they're having, you could get one, cheaper, a flat top Gretsch Les Paul style guitar, cheaper than an Epi Les Paul. But even under sale, their chambered carved top Les Paul style guitars are typically going to be a $250 more than an Epi Les Paul right now. And the Epi Les Pauls come in like all kinds of really, really good colors. I have a faded blue one that just looks magnificent, sounds magnificent. Like I said, I will give that to Gretsch. I think Gretsch's stock pickups sound much better than Epiphone's stock Alnico 5s. Epiphone's Pro 4 pickups sound great, but their stock nickel covered Alnico 5s, they don't really sound great to me. The Gretsch's sound better. There's that. The colors, like wine red, I hate wine red. Like maroon, I think is not an appealing color in many ways for me. I am not a maroon guy at all. I like oxblood, but not maroon. This wine red is just another way to say maroon. And this bass I have is probably one of the nicest short scale basses I've ever played from a neck standpoint, but I just can't stand it. Like, it's just a situation where I can't bond with the thing and play it, I would rather play my Glary 4-string P-bass or my Squier 5-string jazz bass, even though they're a little longer scale and uncomfortable for me to play, because they're just, I don't know, more appealing to me from a shape and color standpoint. And the other thing about the Les Paul style is that it tends to concise the body, and I'm kind of a big guy, and it's like everything's kind of in here, and the Strat shape kind of moves everything out a bit. So, but I mean, I can deal with that. The pickups, the mini humbuckers they put in that bass are amazing. The neck, I've never felt a better neck on a bass of any scale, to be honest. And I don't know, I might buy another one of these in the future if they release a little better color or something like that. Even if they release that thing in white. But I mean, really, like, your only choices on it right now are the wine red, the tobacco burst, and black, I think. They did it in like this weird drab green color that I love green, but that wasn't a great green. So I think, and then there's also just the lack of modern kind of models in their lineup. It's like I'd really like to give Gretsch a little better try as a guitar company, but it's kind of the same reason I don't play my Epiphones much. They just don't come with tremolos, and I'm kind of a trem guy, and if I'm gonna like stab a Duesenberg onto those things, that's like a minimum of $100 a guitar. That's, so I basically don't view instruments like that as being very versatile. Now, I know that I'll get like arguments all over the gamut here, and that's fine. But guitars and music and like movies and everything like that are all very kind of subjective, individual things, and because of that, I don't know. The other thing is, I'm just in the aspect of running a music exchange now, and instruments that that aren't appealing to me they need to go at a loss, and I need to make money on my taxes for them. And that's generally what happens with gretsch. You're gonna sell gretsch at I think a considerably harder loss than say Epiphone. Just again because the reputation's not there. The reputation's not there. They kind of have funky colors. They don't have a great many shapes or modern designs to choose from. They don't have modern tremolos. I mean, and I do have to say, I did own one of their hollow body guitars. Well, it wasn't hollow. It had a center block. And I should also point out that I own an Epiphone ES335, okay? And compared to the Epiphone, that hollow body gretsch felt like balsa. Literally felt like balsa with not just the outer wings and everything, but the center block itself. When you just kind of looked in there, it didn't look great, and it just felt like, I mean, the entire guitar just felt like balsa. That's their hollow bodies. Now, I've played a few of their other like hollow and center block models, and they all kind of have that feeling to them, like you would not want to drop a hollow or a center block gretsch. I think it wouldn't make it at all. Although I think their build quality, fit and finish, and everything is great, and I love their inlays. They have really gorgeous inlays. Sometimes they do Alamo inlays, and then they do fingertip inlays on their other models. But I mean, yeah, their inlays are good, and I just think that they aren't. I guess if you look at it from Fender's point of view, they're using gretsch to sort of fill a niche, right? They're using gretsch to appeal to maybe a little older crowd, or a crowd that's into a certain type of music. I did not have trouble playing metal on that hollow body gretsch, by the way. They're very capable guitars. I just wish that they would release something that is a little more, give me like a 2-point trem on something, guys. Even if it is, one of your Les Paul type things, give me like a nice 2-point trem on something. Put a 2-point on one of those Malcolm Young models. The Bixby's probably the most awkward, I don't want to say worst, it's a very awkward trim. I counted 6 points of contact, and the tremolo bar is in a very weird place if you're used to, say, a 2-point or a Floyd Rose, or even, say, a traditional 6-point Strat trim or something like that. If that's your thing, you're going to go reach for that bar, and it's going to be in the wrong place because the bigs can only come up so far. And chink, it has a stop. It only comes up there. When the Bigsby's arm gets loose, you literally have to disassemble the thing and, wrench it up and then put it all back together. And it's a process. So that kind of also talked me out of stuff with Bigsby's on it. Now, the Duesenberg seems like a lot better tremolo system for guys who actually like trems. I've seen some metal guys using that to some pretty good effect and everything. I think if you really were in the market for like a carved top gretsch, I would get like one of their used carved top models, get it in their stop tailpiece design, buy a Duesenberg and put it on there, and you'll have a pretty cool guitar, I think. But basically, I'm selling these guitars because 1, I need the money. 2, I'm not in love with any of the colors. 3, well, I was in love with the Candy Apple Red hollow body, but it was made of balsa and just didn't seem sturdy, so it had to go. The two solid bodies are flat top Les Paul style guitars, which I find very unappealing. One of them is wine red, which is maroon, a color I hate, and the other one is like actually kind of a neat color. It's called barrel stain, single barrel stain. It actually looks okay, but I'm just not into natural wood color guitars right now either. The biggest problem I have with that guitar is actually the P90 that's in the neck. It's the reason I bought it, but in the long run, I've also decided that in this way at least, I am not a P90 guy. So I want two P90s in the guitar or none. And I also am just not a big fan of the single coil humbucker arrangement. I know some people have used that to great effect. I would probably hook it up differently than most people. I'd probably actually hook that up with a 4-conductor humbucker and hook it up just like a Stratocaster with the Dan Armstrong mod hooked up and 500K pots. I think that'd be a far more versatile use of that setup. Would I buy another gretsch? Down the line I might, but if I'm honest, the only one I'm even interested in is actually the solid body version of the Malcolm Young model, and not even his signature, just I forget what the thing's called. It's probably some weird number, but whatever it is, I'd get that one and put a Duesenberg on it, and that'd be my gretsch. I'd certainly use these guitars live without any trouble. I don't think that they're poor instruments in any way. They're just not my thing. So they'll actually be coming up on the DFW Guitars Facebook group and probably Craigslist soon. But definitely try one out before you mail order one or anything like that. They kind of fit a weird, like I said, kind of a weird niche, and you're either going to be able to deal with that and find a place for this instrument in your repertoire, or you're going to have something that's going to hang there on the wall and collect dust, or you're just going to look and go, I'm not playing, and have to resell and take a huge hit on it because it's worth like half the minute you open the box. But that's basically kind of my take on the whole thing. I'm actually going to be replacing these gretches with probably another Sterling, or maybe an Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang or something like that. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye.